Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name's Jenny from Inmysparetime Crochet. I love all things crochet and yarn. Today we're doing my first Crochet and Chat. So we're going to see how this goes. We're going to see how it goes. I have had a couple of suggestions from a couple of my lovely subscribers, so thank you ladies for that. Now, you're getting a very, very casual version of me today. It's been a very busy time. We had our grandson last night and he's got a bit of a cold, and so he was very restless last night. So Nanny was up and down a number of times. He was in bed with us at 3:30 a.m. and yeah, needless to say, he ended up hogging the bed, and yeah, Nanny's tired. I did have a little bit of a nap, but I am tired and I actually have a lot to do. I will be working on my temperature blanket because I figured that was easy. I've started prepping the insides, which is the low temperatures. If you haven't been here before, I'm doing a historical temperature blanket, just a 2-round granny square for the low and the high temperatures. I'm doing 2023, which was the year my grandson was born. And I figured this should hopefully be quite easy to do while I'm having a chat, because it's, I don't have to concentrate too much, but sorry in advance if it goes pear-shaped. But anyway, I do double magic rings. I don't know about you, but I have had some granny squares come undone. I mean, given it was definitely in my earlier days, when I wasn't as experienced, I would say. So, and I think that it was a friend that I had given the blanket to a friend, and I have a feeling that it was probably just thrown into the washing machine and not, kind of not washed overly carefully. So that is my guess. But either way, ever since then, I have taken extra care to weave in my ends, but for the most part I do a double magic ring. It's not hard. If you are not familiar with that, I'd be more than happy to do a tutorial if you want. But yeah, I do feel it's a lot more secure, and it does make me feel more confident, I guess, that it's not going to come undone. So I have a number of the insides to go, and then I can start adding the outer ones to them. I've sort of gone ahead and written them down in my little book here so I know what colors I need to grab, but we will see how it goes. Now, just before I get to the suggestions that people had, I guess it's a bit of life stuff, but in regards to having my grandson, I'm not sure if I even told you guys, but I am going to become a nanny again in approximately 11 weeks, give or take, because as you know, babies come when they want to. So either way, it should probably come in my birthday month, which is April. I'm early April and the baby's due right towards the end of April, but we will see. So obviously we already have a grandson and we do not know the sex of this one. We didn't know for him either. It was a lovely surprise, particularly for me, as I had the pleasure of being in there with my daughter and her partner when he was born. So it was beautiful. It was an amazing experience, and yeah, it's something I will never forget. So anyway, we're going to see what happens, but it is very exciting. My grandson's only 16 months, so I'm quite sure that he has no idea what's going on, but he's going to have to get used to, you know, sharing the love, sharing the attention, and yeah, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, that is very exciting, something that's happening, and it should ideally, oh, I don't know if I'm doing this right. Yes, I think I'm good. It should ideally line up with my next school holidays, which is just perfect. So yeah, I feel like I'm talking a million miles an hour. I hope I'm not, but anyway. Now, again, one more thing before I get into some of the things that were suggested to me. I thought I would give you a little update on my, I guess it's the, well, I'm not going to say the insurance saga because I feel like it's done now. I decided that it was all too hard to try and get product insurance for toys. They just, honestly, and I have no idea what it's like in other countries outside of Australia, but I found, and not only me, but some other ladies that subscribe to the channel, I've been chatting with a few, and as soon as you mention toys, they don't want to know about it. You know, they see it as too much of a risk. Yeah, so now I think it was Sherilyn that had said in one of the things that, you know, she was talking about them, I guess, not being toys and being more heirloom kind of gifts. And I guess it depends on what you're making. But, and I do agree with that. But, and the majority of my toys, plushies, I embroider the eyes on, you know, for the safety risk, I suppose, in order to avoid that with safety eyes. But yeah, anyway, it's just, I was becoming very frustrated, and I also felt like I was on a little bit of a time restriction. That's not the right word, but you know what I mean. When I was talking about stocking my work in this co-op, there's not many available spaces left, and I wanted to ensure that I didn't miss out on a spot. So I have spoken again to Emily there, and yeah, I'm going to be taking one of those spots. It's just that I know why that looks wrong. I'm using the wrong size hook. Well, that's annoying because I've already just made 3, but that's okay. I was wondering why they appeared a tad smaller, but that's okay. I will start again. Yes, anyway, I've pivoted. I am going to be I've started making some coasters. I used the first lot that I made, I think it's called the Sunrise Coaster, and it is a free pattern by Tony at TL Yarn Crafts. It's a lovely pattern. I made 4 coasters in an hour. That was, you know, when ends woven in and everything. They're quite simple, but they look really nice. So I just need to decide on whether I sell them. The minimum I would sell as, I guess, I'm not going to sell them individually. I'm going to sell them as a minimum of 2 in a set, but I don't know whether to make any sets of 4 or, yeah, I'm not too sure. I mean, I could price them as, you know, X amount for 1 set and then have a little bit of a deal or discount if someone were to buy 2 sets, giving them 4 coasters. But if this is something that you make, whether it's for markets or something like that, and you sell coasters, please, I'd love to know how you sell them, whether you sell them, individually, as a pair, as a set of 4 or more. I'm just not really sure what the majority of people would like. So that's something I do need to ponder. But I'm really enjoying making those actually. So I'm going to make some that are, I guess, fairly minimalistic, I suppose. But I'm also going to make a few novelty ones as well. For example, probably some cat coasters. Nothing, pretty much just like the cat outline, nothing too fancy, but I think they might do okay. And I have made these before, but I would need to price them accordingly because there's definitely more work in them. But some turtle coasters, they're very, very cute. Just a basic green circle for the body, and then you make the 4 little fins and the head and you attach it. But they're very, very cute. So I might make one set of those and see how they go. With the co-op, I can stock anything that I like, I guess, that's not toys. That, so obviously blankets and things like that. And I'm happy to do that. The only thing is that obviously if they were to sell, and if she ideally wants me to restock that, they take a lot of time, as you know. So the other decision I need to make is whether I'm taking 1 shelf or 2, because there is a possibility to have 2, one above the other, and it would be better for exposure. However, I think I probably need to be sensible and just take the lower shelf, because I don't want to put myself in a position where I might, make a few sales and then I need to quickly get some stock in there. And, as you know, I work full time, so I don't have, that's why my business is called Inmysparetime Crochet. I don't have all the time in the world to be able to just continue to make, when something runs out. So I think to start with, I'll take the lower shelf, and my commitment has to be at least 3 months. So I think I'll start with that, see how it goes, and then go from there. But it is exciting. There's some other beautiful local handmade businesses there. And it's a really nice space. It just has good vibes when you walk in there, and I really like that. So that's it there. Now again, I'm rambling. I'm just looking at the time, and already I'm getting close to 15 minutes or so, and I haven't even looked at the suggestions yet. So we should probably get into the suggestions right now. Otherwise, we're going to be here forever. So I'll see you in a jiffy. Okay, now before I address the first one, another one came to mind just then, and that is the good old discussion about yarn over versus yarn under. Now, obviously, I think the majority of people who do amigurumi are probably at the very least yarn under, yarn over. Well, I'm here to say I'm yarn over, yarn over. I will never be any different. That is the way that I learned how to do it. My grandma taught me when I was, I'm not even sure, maybe 7 or 8. That's just how I learned to do it, and I just can't change. It feels uncomfortable to me to do the yarn under. I don't like it. So and I have never had any problem. I have my tension's fairly tight anyway, so I have never had any issues with there being any gaps in my work or, you know, anything like that. So I don't see a reason to change, and I'm not going to. Sometimes, and a lot of patterns will say that, you know, amigurumi especially, a lot of patterns will say that, you know, because everyone's tension's different anyway. So if you need to, for example, put in bobbles for legs or arms or anything like that, the pattern will often say that you may need to adjust your placement due to tension or yarn over, yarn under, that kind of thing. And I'm okay with that. I really am. So, but what I've noticed, and I thought that it was just amigurumi, but I've been watching quite a few tutorials just for things like coasters and other small items, and quite a few of the tutorials that I've watched, the people have been doing yarn under, yarn over as well for that. And it's, some of them, you know, weren't amigurumi. So yeah, I don't know. It's interesting to me. I'd love to know your thoughts. And I don't think, you know, no way is the right way. I think whatever works for you is the right way. And that's my opinion on that. So as I said, I'm fine doing it my way, and I'm going to continue to do so. So anyway, that's my thoughts on that one. But let's get into some suggestions from some of my lovely subscribers. Sorry about that. Now, we'll start with Geraldine. Remember, Geraldine has a channel. I want to say G Off the Hook Crochet. I hope I'm right, but I'll have it on the screen anyway. Go and check her out. Now, one of the things that she mentioned was doing a standing double crochet over a chain 2 or a chain 3 to either start your round or at the end or at the beginning of a row if you're doing blankets, in order to have them nice and straight. I think for a start, one thing I will say is that if a pattern calls for, you know, a chain to count as one of your double crochets, for example, US terms, of course, I always do 2 rather than 3. I don't like the taller. I just think for me 2 looks better. I don't know, to be honest. I like the standing stitches. I do think they look really, really neat. However, for the most part, I probably just do the chain, unless it's specifically called for a standing stitch. I would do it then, of course. Now, if I'm doing blankets, one thing I don't ever have an issue with them not being straight. Whether that's my technique, I'm not too sure, but I only ever do the chain 2 rather than a standing stitch on my blankets. I guess it's just the way I've always done it, and I haven't had a problem with it being not straight. So I guess that's working for me, so why change it? But yeah, again, feel free to pop your comments below. Now, this one, it's probably slowing down as far as chatter in the crochet community a little bit, but I know on Threads there was a lot of discussion about the whole no-sew versus sewing your arms and legs and things like that in when you're doing amigurumi. Oh goodness, there are a lot of opinions about this. Some people got really, really quite offended, and yeah, I mean, I stay out of all of that. It's not for me. But I think some people were saying that, you know, if you can only do a no-sew pattern, then, well, look, I don't know how to word it, but they were basically saying that sewing your limbs, your attachments, whether it's the head, the arms, the legs, horns, ears, all of that there is, you know, an art to it, and I do agree with that. And you know, and they were sort of saying that if you don't or you can't do that, then I don't know, perhaps you're not as, it sounds awful, but you know, that you're not as talented. I don't know if that's the right word, but as I said, I don't like all of that. I think each to their own. If you are not confident to sew your pieces on by hand, then look for no-sew patterns by all means. I mean, I don't mind sewing pieces on. In fact, I quite like it. I quite like the challenge of it, and I think it's very rewarding when you have your piece finished. And when I started doing it, you know, I wasn't fantastic. I did my best, but in time, I just got a lot better at it. So, and now I feel I can confidently say that I'm fairly good at it. But it's like anything, practice makes perfect. So, practice makes it better. So, I guess, yeah, in regards to that, as I said, another thing I saw recently on this was a pattern designer had a terrible review on Etsy by someone who had a go at her because it wasn't no-sew. Now, she had very clearly in her instructions that there was sewing involved, etc., etc. And then this person had a go at her and, yeah, as I said, wrote a terrible review. And, yeah, I think that's awful. I know myself, when I'm buying a pattern, I read the description very thoroughly. I look at pictures if other people have made the pattern and if they've submitted photographs. I look at what they have to say about the pattern, and then I decide if I think that pattern is for me. And yeah, I think if you only like no-sew patterns, then only buy no-sew patterns. You know, it's not up to the designer to change it for you because that's the way you like it. I just think you need to be mindful of what pattern you're buying. And yeah, I don't know. I could say a lot, but I think that's the gist of it, basically. Now, that does actually segue into another comment that I had from Raina. We'll get back to Geraldine because there was another one from her. But and I think poor Raina obviously has had a bad experience buying patterns on Etsy recently, well, at least one bad experience. She said buying patterns on Etsy that are badly written and no refund policy. Some of them are really bad and don't give enough basic information in the descriptions, i.e. whether limbs are crocheted in or sewn, size indication, and some don't even tell you how to assemble, very few pics, etc. So yes, I can imagine very annoying. I guess, you know, I have been probably saying about, I know myself, I do read the descriptions thoroughly. So, you know, I guess it's frustrating if they don't have that information in the description. And I don't know, I wonder whether, you know, you're essentially taking a risk, aren't you, that the pattern is going to be okay. I personally haven't had too many issues. I did, in the last week, I was making one of my patterns that I've had for a very long time. It's for a little crochet potted plant, and I did buy a number of this designer's patterns when there was a sale on, and they look really, really cute in the picture on the front and everything. But for me, there's probably not enough. There was certainly a fair few pictures, but I don't think that they were all as helpful as they could have been. And in the way of written instruction, it wasn't great either. I'm not sure whether, I'm guessing that potentially this person's, that maybe English isn't their first language. That's what I'm guessing from the way the pattern's written. But, you know, I don't know. To be honest, I put it aside. I didn't quite get it finished. It was frustrating me. So I put it aside and I kind of just put it down to, that pattern and me not working. So I know myself, I won't buy any more patterns from that designer. You know, it is what it is, I guess. And I bought them quite some time ago, so I can't recall. I think it was the fact that they were on sale and it was a really good sale. And I think that's why I bought so many. But because I didn't spend too much money, you know, I can just, put it down to, you know, perhaps poor judgment, bad luck, I don't know. But I think this day and age, there are, you only need to get on Etsy and search crochet pattern, and my gosh, you will be inundated, because there are more and more people that crochet, more people are getting into crochet design, and you want a turtle pattern, there's about a zillion out there now. So it's a risk, isn't it? I suppose it's a risk, but you know, I do feel your frustration, Raina, because as I said, I was a little bit frustrated myself. But you know, anyway, what's done is done. I'm just glad that I didn't spend too much money on those patterns. But now, back to Geraldine. She did say, another thing she mentioned was embroidered eyes and them potentially coming undone or being picked at by little ones. And I can relate to this one, because one of the I gave my grandson my Lovey, my Yeti Lovey, the one that I made from the Mama Made Minis pattern. I'll pop in a little picture here, and he really likes it. But I think when he was loving on it on one or a couple of occasions, he did pick at it, and I thought my daughter said that he'd actually pulled it out, but when I looked at it, it was just a little bit loose, and it was very easily sort of popped back in there. But I know that when I started doing like eye embroidery, and this is more I used to do a lot of sleepy eyes rather than the full eye, and my gosh, I was not securing them well at all. Gosh knows what happened to them. I mean, they were things that I just gifted people when I was learning, I suppose. But I wasn't securing them the way that I would now. So, and I guess all you can do is embroider them as securely as you can, tying it off and whatnot. And then once it goes out there, I guess we have no control over how much love they receive from the little recipients. So, I think, just try and make them as safe as possible and hope for the best, I guess. If it was someone that obviously if there's any little, like with my grandson, you can probably easily fix it. If it's a customer, perhaps not, but maybe they might reach out to you and ask if you could fix it. But that's that one. And one more, and this was from Sherilyn, and she was asking about Aldi yarn. Now, I know in Australia here there was definitely one yarn event last year. There could have been more, I'm not sure, but if there was, I missed it, and I pretty much missed the only one that I'm aware of anyway. By the time I realised it had happened, I'm not sure whether there never was any of the plush yarn or whether it just sold out immediately. By the time I, knew that there was an actual event, there was hardly anything. There were no crochet hooks. There was maybe just a little bit of acrylic yarn, and I wasn't really interested in trying that. So I'm going to try and be a bit more across it this year and look at the catalogue so I know when it's coming, because even though I have not tried it or anything, I do know that Mel from Mel's Yarniverse, she has still got some from the previous event and she really likes it. So I definitely, am interested in trying it if I can manage to get my hands on some of it. But as you know, with Aldi, it's very much hit and miss. It depends on, whether other people in your area are after that product as well. And look, it wouldn't surprise me if maybe my local Aldi's never even got the plush yarn initially. I'm not too sure, but if I can get in there as soon as the next event starts, I'm definitely going to try and get some. And if you are in Australia and you did try some of that plush yarn last year, please let me know what you think. As I said, I know Mel really likes it, so I'm definitely interested in giving it a go. Okay. I'm really not sure what time we are up to here. I haven't even got to the part where I'm on the outer parts of these squares because I've just been blabbering on. But I am almost finished all of the insides. So I don't know. I think I have covered everything that was suggested to me. And as I said, thank you ladies for popping some suggestions in there. I probably didn't really give everyone a great deal of notice, so I do appreciate it. I'm just going to keep plugging away. I am feeling a little bit under the pump because, as I said, I'm away for the next 3 days on camp. I haven't even started my 2 makes for the pattern stash busting challenge. If you've seen the video, you may recall I need to make Annie the alpaca and the flower, what was it? I'll have the name on the screen because I can't remember. But yeah, I haven't even thought about when I'm going to make those, but I do need to make those in February. But Emily from the co-op wants me in there for the start of March. And well, she did say anything earlier would be a bonus. So, but I need to be able to have enough stock to put in there. So, and I need to order a few, I'm thinking swing tags, that kind of thing, where I can, I guess, have a bit of a generic swing tag, and then I can write the price, the product code and other information that's necessary on there. So I really need to do that. I'm trying not to get overwhelmed because I don't want it to be a stressful thing. I want to enjoy it and not feel stressed. So I already have a job that can make me feel stressed at times. So this is supposed to be, the crochet is the calming. That's supposed to be what calms me. So anyway, I'm just going to do what I can. But yeah, this is probably long enough now for this Crochet and Chat, I think. And I certainly don't want to rave on at you too long. But please let me know below whether this kind of video is something that you like, whether, yeah, I'm open to suggestions. And if it is something that you like, feel free to pop more suggestions below for topics that we can chat about. And I think for next week's video, I think I might just do it might be one of those weird vlogs again where I start late in the week because clearly there's not going to be any crochet while I'm at camp. But yeah, I might do a bit of a vlog, or just, yeah, I'll show you what I have been making. I did actually go to Spotlight this morning because they're always having sales, which is great. And given that I've had to change tact and make some different items, I do need some more 100% cotton, because I know I do still have quite a bit, but it's probably a little, the weight is a bit thicker than what I actually need for some of my items. So I did go and grab some cotton, and I did grab some acrylic in really nice, actually I'm going to get it, I'm just going to show you quickly. Sorry, I know I've gone on for a while, but it's just so pretty. I want to show you. Okay, I'll try and make this as quick as possible, but I've never used this before, and I'm hoping that it's nice because I bought a lot of it. They have a heap of colorways in it, and they were all really pretty. So I bought one of almost every colorway, not every single one, but I did buy quite a few. Now, it's the Motivera brand, and this is called Valley 8 ply. So it's obviously an 8 ply or a DK weight, or a, what's the one under worsted? Medium, I think. It suggests a 4mm hook. So the colorway of this one is called Palm. A lot of different pinks, a little bit of orange, and yeah, really, really pretty. This is not my cup of tea, so to speak, but I do think for what I'm going to be making, which is possibly a Kindle cover or a book sleeve, or maybe a little pouch or something, I do think some people will like this colorway. And this one is Claire. So it's light greens and almost browns. Yeah, I mean, it's fairly pretty, but it's not something that I would usually buy. This one is called Rainbow, and it very much is a rainbow. It's really pretty. This one is King. Purples, greens, and a little bit of blue, hints of blue there. I really hope, this is, I forgot to mention, it's 100% acrylic. It's a little bit, it looks a little bit fuzzy, I suppose. So, you know, it wouldn't have surprised me if there was a little bit of wool in it, but it is 100% acrylic, I'm sure. Yeah, it is. It is. There's 375 meters to it, and yeah, as I said, a 4mm hook. So I'm not really sure why. Yeah, I hope it looks okay, but as I said, the colorways were just just beautiful. So there's at least two more of those. This one is Coachella, and it's ready pinky purple. As I said, I really hope I like this. Having said that, I've got the receipt. I can return it if I don't like it. This one is called Glencoe, and it's yellow, pink and brown, I guess. So I don't even know if I had seen those. I'm not sure if it's a new range. If you're aware, please let me know. If you've used it, please let me know. I want to love it, and I really hope I do. So that was that. As I said, Kindle covers, book sleeves, potentially pouches. That's what I'm thinking at least. And I did grab a heap more cotton, and these are all 100% cottons. I got a couple of different brands. So this brand is Keepsake Fibre Co. It's 100% organic cotton, 8-ply, or like a DK. And what do we got here? Again, it suggests a 4mm hook. These are going to be great for coasters. And I'm also thinking I'm going to make some soap savers, because I think, I know the clientele of the largest clientele, I guess, in regards to age and everything, are older females. So I do think I have to have some items that might appeal to them. And I've never made a soap saver, but they're going to be very, very quick to work up. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Now this, I'm looking for the exact colour. Oh, this is mocha. So I just grabbed one of that. As I said, 100% organic cotton. This one is, find it, Cosmic Sky. It's a very pretty, I don't know, it's almost an in-between lilac and silver. It's a very unusual colour. This one is blue, just blue. It's like quite a denim blue, I would say. Chintz Rose. That's interesting. I'm not sure if the colour's coming across in true to form, probably just the way the light is, but a very, very pale sort of pink. I bought quite a lot, but it was 30 to 40% off, so it was, it was a good buy. This one is called Atmosphere, and it's a bit of a taupe colour, I would say. It looks like a nice cotton, so I'm hoping it's nice to use. And this one is Citron. It's a really nice yellow. So that, one more in that brand, and it is Elderberry. Very nice. So I saved, what did I save? Actually, it's not very clear to me. Oh, sorry. I saved $48.34 on regular prices. So that's good. I really like this brown. It'll be good for, if I find another plant pattern, it'll be good for the dirt. This is just 4 Seasons Flinders from Spotlight. It's 100% cotton, and I really like this cotton actually. So I grabbed 2 of that dark brown, 1 of this actually it's called Ruby, yeah, 1 of the Lagoon Blue, and 2, I think I grabbed 1 white, 1 off-white, and 1 stone. So yeah, So that I hadn't expected to buy that much, but yeah, it's going to keep me busy for a while, which is really good. So I'll be keen to show you how these ones work up. So as I said, please, if you're from Australia or New Zealand and you have used these, please let me know what you think. But anyway, that was an impromptu yarn haul that you didn't ask for and that I didn't know that I was going to give you. So you're welcome. I'm going to wrap it up because I'm sure, hopefully there's someone still sticking around because I've gone on and on. But that is it for this week. As I said, let me know if you don't like this content. Yeah, it's not something I'll do every single week, but if you like it, I can throw it in now and then. So I hope you've all had a great weekend and I hope you have a great week ahead. Thank you for being here. As always, I appreciate you. Let me know what you've been working on. You know the drill. But yeah, thanks for being here, and I will see you in either Thursday night's video for the Year of Granny Squares Cal or next Sunday. But that's it. Bye for now.